Welcome to your deep dive on building AI products. You've given us quite a stack of articles and notes, and I have to say you've picked a fascinating topic. We're going to explore how AI is changing the game compared to those traditional algorithms we're all used to.
It's like we're moving past just giving computers a set of instructions. Now we're giving them the ability to learn and adapt, which opens up so many possibilities.
Exactly. We're going to unpack all of that, starting with a fantastic blog you shared from Asambhav Solutions. It's a goldmine of information on building AI products. For anyone listening who's ever wondered what makes AI tick, this one's for you. Okay, first things first. Let's tackle the difference between AI and those traditional algorithms. Have you ever tried teaching a kid how to spot a cat? You wouldn't hand them a textbook with a bunch of rules, right? You'd show them pictures of different cats, letting them figure out the common features.
That's a great way to put it. AI learns similarly, recognizing patterns in data instead of relying on rigid rules. The blog uses the example of a calculator, which is a perfect illustration of a traditional algorithm. It can only do what it's programmed to do. If you input 2 plus 2, it follows a set path to give you 4. Nothing more, nothing less.
It's like a horse with blinders on, only able to see straight ahead. But AI is more like a curious explorer able to adapt to new information and figure out solutions to problems traditional algorithms can't even touch. That's why it's having such a huge impact on everything from healthcare to finance.
Think of it this way. If a traditional algorithm is like following a recipe step by step, AI is like having a chef who can experiment with new ingredients and create entirely new dishes based on what they learn.
Now that is a delicious analogy. So we know AI learns from data and it's far more flexible than traditional algorithms. But what's happening behind the scenes? How do these machines actually learn? Enter the dynamic duo of machine learning and deep learning.
Think of machine learning or ML as the statistics guru of AI. It uses statistical methods like regression, which essentially means finding relationships between different variables, and classification, which is about sorting data into categories. Let's say you're a business owner looking at your sales data. ML can help you analyze those numbers and predict future sales trends.
So if I want to know whether my new line of unicorn-themed socks is going to be a hit, ML can help me out.
Absolutely. Now, deep learning, or DL, is like ML's superpowered cousin. It uses something called neural networks, inspired by the structure of the human brain to learn from massive amounts of data. This is where things get really interesting. DL can tackle more complex tasks like image recognition and natural language processing.
Wait, so it can actually understand what's in a picture and what I'm saying? That's incredible. So picking between ML and DL is like choosing the right tool for the job.
Right, exactly. If you need to analyze a simple data set, ML might be perfect. But for more complex tasks, like developing a self-driving car, you'll need the heavy-duty power of DL. It all comes down to understanding the strengths and limitations of each tool.
Now this is where it gets even more interesting. The blog dives into the different types of machine learning. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation. There are three main flavors: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Each learns in a totally different way.
It's like having different learning styles in a classroom. Some students excel with direct instruction, while others thrive in a more exploratory environment.
Let's start with supervised learning. Think of it like having a teacher who gives you clear instructions and examples. The algorithm learns from labeled data where you have both inputs and desired outputs. It's like your email spam filter. It's been trained on tons of examples of spam and non-spam emails, learning to identify the patterns that signal a spam message.
And then we have unsupervised learning, which is more like a detective piecing together clues. It dives into unlabeled data, trying to uncover hidden patterns or relationships. This is incredibly useful for things like fraud detection. It can spot unusual activity that might indicate something fishy is going on, which could be valuable for you if you're concerned about security.
So it's like having a super sleuth on your team constantly analyzing data and looking for anything out of the ordinary. And lastly, we have reinforcement learning, which is like training a dog with treats and praise. It's all about trial and error rewards and penalties. The algorithm learns by interacting with its environment, receiving positive reinforcement for good actions and negative reinforcement for bad ones. This is how robots learn to navigate complex environments or play games like chess.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating is how these different types of machine learning are being applied in the real world. Supervised learning is behind those personalized recommendations you see on Netflix or Amazon. Unsupervised learning is helping banks detect fraudulent transactions in real time, and reinforcement learning is powering self-driving cars and even helping robots perform delicate surgical procedures.
It's amazing to think that all this is happening right now all around us. I have a question. Why are businesses so obsessed with AI? What's all the hype about?
Well, as we've been discussing, AI offers a whole new set of tools for solving problems and creating value. It can analyze massive amounts of data and uncover hidden insights that humans might miss. This can lead to better business decisions, more targeted marketing campaigns, and even the development of entirely new products and services.
So it's not just about efficiency, though. I'm sure companies love that part too.
Efficiency is definitely a huge benefit. AI can automate tasks, streamline processes, and even predict and prevent problems before they occur. But it also opens up a world of innovation. The blog mentions how AI is powering those personalized recommendations we talked about, helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier and with greater accuracy, and of course, paving the way for self-driving cars. It's really pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It sounds like AI is poised to change everything. But even though it seems super smart, humans are still in control, right? We're not just handing over the reins to robots.
Absolutely. As advanced as AI is, it still needs human guidance and oversight, especially when it comes to making sure AI is used ethically and responsibly. Think of AI as a powerful tool. It can be incredibly beneficial in the right hands, but it's up to us to ensure it's used for good.
So it's not just a matter of feeding data into a machine and letting it run wild.
Not at all. There's a lot of human judgment and expertise involved in developing and deploying AI systems. First off, you need to make sure you're using high-quality data that's relevant to the task at hand. Imagine you're teaching a child about colors, but you keep showing them pictures in black and white. They're not going to learn very effectively, are they? The same goes for AI. If you feed it bad data, you'll get bad results.
So it's like making sure your AI is eating healthy diet of data, garbage in, garbage outright. But even with good data, AI can still make mistakes, can it?
That's right. AI isn't perfect. It can stumble when it encounters situations outside of its training data. That's where humans come in. We need to identify these edge cases, adjust the algorithms, and make sure the AI is making safe, ethical, and appropriate decisions.
It sounds like a true partnership. Humans and AI working together to achieve something greater than either could alone.
Exactly. And this partnership leads to something called the AI flywheel effect, which is pretty fascinating.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this AI flywheel.
Imagine a flywheel, a heavy rotating wheel that gains momentum as it spins. The AI flywheel works in a similar way. The more users interact with an AI system, the more data it gathers. This data is then used to improve the AI's algorithms, making it smarter and more effective. As the AI improves, it attracts even more users, generating even more data, and the cycle continues. It's a self-reinforcing loop of growth and improvement.
So the more the AI learns, the better it gets and the more people want to use it. It's like a snowball effect. The blog uses social media as a great example. Think about those personalized recommendations you see on your feed. The more you interact with the platform, the more it learns about your interests and preferences. This data is then used to refine the algorithms, giving you a more personalized experience, which in turn keeps you coming back for more.
Precisely. It's a brilliant strategy for continuous improvement and user engagement. But now a question for you. Where does AI get all this data it needs to learn? We're talking about massive amounts of information.
That's a great question. AI is definitely a data-hungry beast, but luckily there are many different sources of data that can be used to train and refine AI systems. Let's dive into some of the most common ones.
First, there's open data, which is like a public library for AI. This includes data from government agencies, research institutions, and other publicly available sources. It's a goldmine of information that can be used for all sorts of AI applications.
So it's like free food for hungry AI algorithms. What other options are out there?
Then there's crowdsourcing platforms like Amazon Mechanical Turk allow businesses to tap into a global workforce to label data-performed tasks and provide feedback. Think of it as gathering a large group of friends to help you sort through a mountain of information.
It's amazing how connected we are in the digital age. We can access human intelligence from all over the world to help train our AI. What other sources are there?
User-generated data is another huge source. Every time you like a post, click a link, or leave a review online, you're creating data that can be used to train AI. This data is incredibly valuable for businesses because it provides insights into user behavior and preferences. It's like having a direct line into the minds of your customers.
So all those clicks and likes are actually contributing to the development of AI. Who knew? What about companies themselves? Don't they generate a ton of data too?
Absolutely. Many companies have vast stores of data about their customers, products, operations, and more. This internal data is a gold mine for AI applications, allowing businesses to personalize customer experiences, optimize their operations, and even develop new products tailored to specific needs.
It's like having a treasure chest of insights just waiting to be unlocked. But what if a company doesn't have enough data on its own? Can they just buy it?
Yes, they can. There are data vendors that specialize in collecting and selling data for specific industries. That's like going to a data supermarket, where you can find just about any type of data you need.
So if I need a few terabytes of customer demographics data to train my I can just add it to my shopping cart.
That's the idea. But it's important to remember that data collection, especially when it involves user data, comes with responsibilities. We need to ensure that data is being used ethically and responsibly, and that user privacy is always protected.
That's a great point. We've covered so much ground already, from the differences between AI and traditional algorithms to the various types of machine learning, the power of the AI flywheel, and even the ethical considerations of data collection. It's a lot to take in.
We've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're starting to see the vast potential of AI and how it's shaping the world around us.
We'll be back soon for part 2 of this deep dive, where we'll delve even deeper into the process of building an AI product. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to your AI product deep dive, ready for round 2.
Absolutely. Let's pick up right where we left off, exploring this exciting world of AI product development. Last time we covered a lot of ground, comparing AI to those rigid, traditional algorithms, breaking down the different types of machine learning, like supervised and unsupervised learning, and even touching on the ethical side of data collection.
And remember that great analogy we used? AI is like teaching a child about cats by showing them different examples. Not by giving them a list of rules. It's all about learning from patterns and adapting to new information.
Exactly. That's what makes AI so powerful. It's like having a flexible problem solver on your team, able to tackle challenges in ways we never could before. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty today. How do we actually go from a cool idea to a real-life functioning AI product? It seems like there must be a ton of steps involved.
You're right. It's definitely a multifaceted process. But it can be broken down into manageable stages. The first crucial step is figuring out a problem that AI can actually solve. It's all about thinking critically. What challenges are your users facing, and how can AI step in to help?
So it's not just about slapping AI onto something for the sake of it. It has to serve a real purpose, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The whole point is to build a product that delivers real value to your users. Once you've nailed down that problem, the next step is all about data, gathering it, and getting it ready for action.
And that takes us back to all those data sources we talked about earlier. Open data, crowdsourcing, user data, internal company data, and even those data vendors.
Yes, but just having a pile of data isn't enough. Think of it like having all the ingredients for a delicious cake, but they're just scattered across the counter. You need to carefully prepare them, clean them, measure them, organize them, before you can even think about baking. The same goes for your AI data. This process, called data pre-processing, is absolutely crucial for ensuring your AI models are accurate and effective.
Okay, so we've pinpointed a problem and we've prepped our data like a master chef getting ready to bake. Now what?
Now comes the really exciting part. Picking the right AI algorithms and building your models. It's like being a scientist in a lab, experimenting with different approaches, testing hypotheses, and fine-tuning your experiment. We're talking about techniques like regression classification and deep learning. It's all about finding the best approach for your specific problem.
So it's not like there's one magic AI button you press. It sounds like a lot of trial and error and fine-tuning to get it just right.
Exactly. It's an iterative process that requires a lot of patience, persistence, and a solid grasp of how different AI algorithms work. You're constantly tweaking parameters, evaluating performance, and making adjustments until you hit that sweet spot.
I can imagine you need a pretty strong team of data scientists and engineers to pull all of this off.
You're absolutely right. Building an AI product demands a variety of skills: data science, machine learning, software engineering, and even in-depth knowledge of the specific problem you're trying to solve. It's a true team effort.
Okay, let's say we've built this amazing AI model. Are we ready to pop the champagne and call it a day?
Not quite. The next big hurdle is integrating your AI model into your actual product. This might involve building a user-friendly interface, connecting it to existing systems, or even creating an entirely new platform from scratch. It's all about making your AI accessible and usable for your target audience.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about making sure real people can actually use it and benefit from it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think of it like a high-powered sports car. It might be an incredible machine,
Yeah.
but it's useless if no one can figure out how to drive it. You need to consider design usability and accessibility to ensure your AI product is both powerful and user-friendly.
So it's like the difference between having a fancy smartphone with a million features you never use and one that's intuitive and actually makes your life easier.
Precisely. It's all about finding that sweet spot between technological brilliance and human-centered design. You
Hmm.
have to think, how will people actually interact with this AI? What information do they need? How can we make this experience seamless and even enjoyable?
That makes a lot of sense. So once you've got that user-friendly product, you're ready to launch it into the world.
Well, almost. There's one critical step we can't skip: rigorous testing and validation. You need to put your AI product through its paces. Testing for accuracy, reliability, performance, security, and any potential issues that could arise. It's like giving your AI a final exam before it graduates into the real world.
So no pressure on the AI, but it's got to prove it can handle the job before we set it loose.
Exactly. You don't want to release a product that's glitchy, biased, or makes questionable decisions. This testing phase is all about making sure your AI is ready for prime time. And even after launch, the work doesn't stop.
Wait, really? So it's not a set it and forget it type of thing?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Remember that AI flywheel effect we talked about? The more data your AI gathers, the smarter and more effective it becomes.
Mm.
So continuous improvement is key. That means collecting feedback, analyzing user behavior, retraining those models, and making adjustments to boost accuracy, performance, and ultimately keep your users happy.
It sounds like building an AI products is a never-ending journey of learning and improvement.
In a way, it is, but it's also an incredibly exciting journey full of innovation, discovery, and the potential to create truly impactful products that can make a real difference.
We've covered a lot of ground here: identifying a problem, prepping data, choosing algorithms, building models, integrating it all into a product, testing, launching, and then that continuous improvement cycle. It's a lot to process.
It is. But hopefully you're starting to see the bigger picture. Building an AI product requires technical expertise, creativity, and a deep understanding of your users and what they need. It's about bringing those elements together in a way that creates something truly valuable.
Speaking of bringing things together, there's one element we haven't really touched on yet: the human factor.
Ah, yes, the human element. This is perhaps the most important ingredient of all. Despite all the amazing advancements in AI, humans are still essential at every single stage of the process.
So those robots aren't taking over just yet. We still have a role to play in this whole AI revolution.
Absolutely.
Mm.
In fact, AI relies on human ingenuity more than ever. We need creative thinkers to identify the right problems to solve, to design and train these systems responsibly, to interpret the results, and to ensure AI is used for good.
It really is a partnership then, isn't it? Humans and AI working side by side to accomplish things that neither could do alone. It's like that old saying, two heads are better than one.
I love that. It perfectly captures the spirit of this collaboration. We need to embrace this partnership and see AI as a tool that can amplify our abilities, not replace us altogether.
Okay, so it's clear that humans are still firmly in the driver's seat, but AI is definitely going to be playing an increasingly important role in our lives, right? It's not just a passing fad.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
As AI technology continues to advance at this incredible pace, we can expect even more groundbreaking AI-powered products and services to emerge. It's a truly exciting time to be working in this field.
It really is. But with all this talk about the potential of AI, it's easy to get swept up in the hype. Are there any common pitfalls people should watch out for when they're building AI products? What are some of those rookie mistakes to avoid?
That's a great question. There are definitely some traps people tend to fall into. One of the biggest ones is trying to do too much too soon.
So it's better to start small and focus on one specific problem rather than trying to solve world hunger with your first AI project.
Exactly. Don't try to boil the ocean. Pick a specific problem that you believe AI can realistically address, and then focus on building what's called a minimum viable product, or MVP. It's like a prototype that you can test and refine before going all in.
That makes sense. What other pitfalls should people be aware of?
Another common mistake is underestimating the importance of good, clean data. Remember that garbage in, garbage out principle we talked about? Your AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. So take the time to carefully clean, organize, and validate your data before you even start building those models.
Right, it's like building a house on a shaky foundation. If your data is flawed, your AI won't stand a chance.
That's a great analogy. And speaking of foundations, another pitfall is forgetting the human element. Remember, at the end of the day, AI is a tool built for humans. So involve your users in the design and testing phases to ensure your AI is actually addressing their needs and that it's easy and enjoyable to use.
It's all about finding that perfect balance, right? Technological capabilities on one side and user-friendly design on the other.
Precisely. And lastly, don't fall into the trap of thinking that AI is a magic solution to every problem.
So AI isn't going to solve all the world's problems with the snap of a finger.
It would be amazing if it could. But AI is not a cure-all. It's a powerful tool, but still just a tool. It needs to be used thoughtfully, ethically, and in conjunction with human expertise to really make a difference.
So it's not a case of humans versus AI. It's about humans plus AI working together to find the best solutions.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that AI is a journey, not a destination. It's about constant learning, adapting, and evolving to create products and solutions that truly benefit humanity.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. We've gone deep into the world of building AI products, covering everything from identifying the right problem to prepping data, choosing algorithms, building models, integrating those models into a product testing, launching, and then that all-important ongoing improvement cycle. It's a lot to absorb.
It is. But hopefully you're now starting to grasp the amazing potential of AI and all the different factors involved in bringing a successful AI product to life. It's a challenging process, but it's also incredibly rewarding.
Well, we've definitely given you plenty to think about. We'll be back soon with part 3 of this deep dive where we'll wrap up this AI adventure nicely.
Welcome back to the final part of your AI product development deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? It's been like taking a whirlwind tour of the entire AI landscape. It really has. We started by demystifying AI, comparing it to those rule-bound traditional algorithms. And then we explored the fascinating world of machine learning with all its different flavors. Supervised, unsupervised reinforcement learning. It's mind-boggling how much variety there is.
And we didn't just stop at theory. We dug into the practical steps of building an AI product, from identifying the right problem to prepping that all-important data, choosing the right algorithms, and building those powerful AI models.
We even tackled the integration process, making sure the AI is user-friendly and accessible. And then we stressed the importance of rigorous testing and that continuous improvement cycle.
And through it all, we've highlighted the crucial role of humans in the AI development process.
Yeah.
AI might be the new kid on the block,
Yeah,
but humans are still the guiding force.
exactly. It's like we're the conductors of this amazing AI orchestra, shaping the music and ensuring it's a beautiful symphony, not a chaotic cacophony.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are some key takeaways you hope our listener will remember?
Well, first and foremost, I hope they walk away with a clear understanding that AI is not some futuristic fantasy. It's here, it's happening now, and it's already transforming every aspect of our lives.
Think about it. From the personalized recommendations we see online to the voice assistants we chat with every day, even the medical diagnoses that are becoming more accurate thanks to AI, it's all around us.
It's easy to take it for granted, but AI is quietly revolutionizing the way we live, work, and even play.
And that impact is only going to multiply in the years to come. As AI technology continues to advance, we can expect even more incredible applications to emerge, impacting industries we haven't even imagined yet.
It's a thrilling prospect, but as we've discussed throughout this deep dive, it's important to approach AI with a balanced perspective.
Exactly. AI isn't a magic wand that can solve all our problems overnight. It's a powerful tool, but it needs to be wielded thoughtfully and responsibly.
We need to be aware of the potential challenges, things like ensuring fairness and avoiding bias, navigating the impact on jobs, and addressing the ethical implications of AI making decisions that affect our lives.
We need to be proactive in shaping the future of AI, having open and honest conversations about its potential impact, and working together to develop guidelines and regulations that ensure it's used ethically and for the benefit of all humankind.
It's like we're explorers venturing into a new frontier. We need to be mindful of the potential pitfalls, but also embrace the incredible opportunities that lie ahead.
And remember, the field of AI is constantly evolving. What we know today might be outdated tomorrow.
That's why continuous learning is key. We need to stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions.
Absolutely. So for our listener out there who's feeling inspired and wants to learn more, maybe even start building their own AI products, where would you point them? What resources would you recommend?
Well, there's a wealth of knowledge available online and in libraries. Websites like Coursera edX and Udacity offer fantastic online courses on AI, machine learning, and deep learning. You can also find excellent books, articles, and tutorials from organizations like the Association for Computing Machinery and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers.
And don't underestimate the power of community. There are so many online forums, meetups, and conferences dedicated to AI. It's a great way to connect with fellow enthusiasts, share ideas, learn from experts, and maybe even find your future collaborators.
It's like joining a global brainstorming session with everyone contributing their knowledge and passion to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as we conclude this deep dive, what's the one message you want to leave our listener with?
I'd say embrace the possibilities of AI. It's a powerful tool with the potential to solve some of the world's toughest challenges and create a brighter future for everyone.
But let's remember that with great power comes great responsibility. Let's use AI wisely, ethically, and always with the well-being of humanity at the forefront.
So, to our listener out there, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a solid foundation to explore the incredible world of AI product development. Thanks for joining us.